Member Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, it's always a pleasure. Thanks very much for being here this morning. Your take on what's happening and what Joe Biden is going to say in his speech today at the UN as he sits among allies and adversaries.
You know, frankly, in all honesty, I think he should almost cancel it. He's got so much to do here as things get worse and worse. If I didn't know better, this administration, I would actually believe, is almost purposely trying to destroy the United States of America. I've never seen anything like it. And for us to have the unmitigated gall to go to the United Nations and tell them what they should be doing or what we are doing, I don't know, what's he going to talk about? The open borders and our complete lack of control of our borders since he's been president? Is he going to talk about the tremendous increase in the crime rate in our cities since he's been president? Is he going to talk about the supply chain problems that we have, the employment problems we have, and lack of employees? Is he going to talk about what he's done with his energy policy, where he's helped other countries, but literally is diminishing our country? You know, I was reading something that they were comparing him to Donald Trump because he made a deal. There's nothing about him that is like Donald Trump. When we were dealing with the United Nations or other countries, we were strong. Let me be clear. You know, we must get along and work with other nations, but the United States is our responsibility as elected officials. This is the greatest country that ever was in the world. And to think that we're allowing Russia to build pipelines, but we're not, that we're allowing other countries to build, you know, coal plants, China, India, and we, again, are falling back in energy and production, is mind-boggling. I literally feel like I'm living in the Matrix. If you remember that movie from years ago with Keanu Reeves, it's just so bizarre, and it just keeps getting worse. Maria, I worry about our country for real. We are on the edge, and we've got to come back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm worried as well, Congressman. I think we're in very dangerous waters right now, particularly as the Chinese Communist Party wants to overtake the United States as the #1 superpower, and Joe Biden seems to be giving it away. The border crisis is out of control, concern growing that because of the ongoing migrant surges in Del Rio, Texas, and the Rio Grande Valley, resources are being reassigned as well. You've got 13 service members dead as a result of no plan whatsoever to get us out of Afghanistan. And now Joe Biden wants to raise, or he is going to raise, the cap on Afghan refugees. So you've got hundreds of thousands coming in from Mexico every month. You've got thousands coming in from Afghanistan as well. Congressman, is there anything you or your colleagues on the Republican Party can do about this? And by the way, let me just add, you were a Democrat. You left the Democrat Party and became a Republican a couple of years ago. And one of the issues that you had was you felt that there were mistruths. I mean, there are. Let's be honest, there are lies, okay? This administration refuses to call the open border a crisis. That's a lie. COVID and all of the issues around COVID and the lies there, hiding actual medicines like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, which were effective early on, another lie. Your thoughts on why we can't get truth? Look at the Democrat Party right now, jamming in the debt ceiling situation in the spending, trying to put it on Republicans. Again, it's just all games.
The reconciliation bill is going to be the largest spending bill in history, when we shouldn't be doing that at this point in time. And the actual truth is, it's a constant desire on their part, let's talk about COVID, to keep our eye off the ball, which is that our country is being diminished. And that's what we should be looking at. Explain to me, I'd like somebody to explain to me, I asked Mayorkas when he was in our committee last time, he's going to be there this week again, I said, how are things going at the border? And he said, just fine. And I said, I couldn't believe he was saying that to me. Is he looking at the same thing? It's like looking at your hand in front of your face and saying that you don't see it. This is bizarro world. I mean, this is not anything that we've seen in our history in the country. And the bottom line is, yes, I'll be honest with you, and I guess I'm going to be a little political when I say this, we have to get the majority in the House just to create a firewall to stop some of this. I don't know where they want to go. I don't know what their desire is, but we need a stronger, better America. We don't need to be weaker and stupider, and that's exactly where we're going now. And there is no explanation for it. But you know what else? We're losing our freedoms. They're also using COVID and the vaccinations and everything that goes along with it to take our freedoms away. So everybody's focusing on that because people are really upset about that, and they forget a little bit about all the other problems we have. It's every day, Maria. Every day there's a new problem. Every day we're losing strength in the United States, in my opinion. You know, when our last president, Donald Trump, was there, like him or not, people knew he meant business. When he spoke to the UN, yes, some people like to say that the UN didn't like it. I know why they didn't like it, because he spoke about American strength and what we would tolerate and what we would not tolerate. And he was right.
Yeah. Well, you're on the Homeland Security Committee, and you see it all. We'll be watching, Congressman. This was a dire interview. It's a sad state of affairs, but of course we're going to be covering it and putting a spotlight on all of this. Jeff Van Drew, please come back soon. Don't be a stranger, sir. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew.